again. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of House of hdsportspod podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Hewitt, here with my guys, Chubbs and Smooth. I'm going to stop saying my full name on this shit. Here with my guys, man. This episode we'll be ranking. Last week give you the guards. This week we're going to give you the wings and bigs. We're putting it into two just because bigs are just really after the top 10. You got to start adding names on there. We're going to get into the wings. We're also going to talk about Brittany Griner coming home. Charles Barkley said the Miami Heat should start over. Cam Reddish and fellow Knicks teammates said they want to be free of Tom Thibodeau. And then also talk about the New Mexico player who was suspended for his team. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Before we get started, a few housekeeping things. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on all our social media platforms, House of Sports Pod. Except for Twitter, you can find us on hdsportspod. I'm trying to get House of Sports Pod to be our name, but the person who currently has that is not budging. I DM them every day like, yo, you're not even tweeting, bro. Let me get that. But let's see. You see the views going up on YouTube. If you guys are watching the video, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button as well, man. Just watching it is good, but also hitting that like button, it's like your daily tax when That's all we ask you to do. That's the only payment we ask for you guys is that like button and subscribe button. If you're listening to us on audio, make sure you guys are downloading the episode as well. And also, going to YouTube and liking and subscribing. If you're on YouTube, go to audio and download the episode, man. Before we get started, Smooth and Chubbs, are anything I want to say to the people?
No, I'm just trying to get to this list.
I saw I know it's not NFL, some exciting news. Jerry Jones must have got nervous. Odell was supposed to come to Baltimore today to meet with Eric DaCosta.
Not be a waste of his time, but go.
We're not. This is just a little tidbit. We're not going to waste a lot of it. But Jerry Jones evidently was like, hold on, let's reevaluate what I said. And so Odell didn't end up coming. So
he's basically going to end up in Dallas.
That's what the rumor is, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think there's a rumor that Odell feels some type of way because they basically like tried him. He feels like saying he wouldn't be ready to play this year.
Interesting.
So we'll see what happens. I hope some miracle because, reasons. But let's get into NBA.
Yeah, man. Before we get into NBA, man, we just want to say welcome home, Brittany Griner. You've been gone for a long time. She actually landed in San Antonio, which is like an hour and a half from me, at 4:00 this morning. So glad she's home. Glad she's back, in safety and we'll be able to be with her wife and her kids. So shout out Brittany Griner. Welcome back home. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into our top 20 wing list to start everything off. This is how we do. Actually, before we get started, Smooth, can you tell the people, since you weren't here last episode, your guard list? You could just do 1 through 20 or 20 through. Yeah, just do 1 through 20 for us.
Did I send that to you, bro?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Was it in the chat or?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
I gotta go back and find it real quick.
You put it in your notes. Just go to your notes.
Oh, it's in notes. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Brace yourself. I don't think they like my list too much. So starting off, I got Devin Booker. And this is based off of this year, in my opinion. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Ja, Luka, Steph, Shai, James Harden, Paul George, Darius Garland, Tyrese Maxey, Dame, Bane, Trae Young, Jamal Murray, Bradley Beal, CB3, CJ, DeJounte, Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Simmons.
The only thing I didn't like about your list was Luka and Steph being at 4 and 5.
Wait, I didn't hear no Halliburton. Did I hear
And
Halliburton?
that's my
I
next
didn't hear no
concern.
De'Aaron Fox either.
That's
I love
why
it, DL. I love it.
that's why I asked what was in the water in Maryland, because something's clearly in the water. But I don't want to get too in
Originally,
depth.
a little context. Originally, when I came up with this list, it was from the perspective of just the top guards in the league. But as I just said, it's from this year. That's what we're going off of. And I don't have De'Aaron Fox nor Halliburton up there because I think Wayne and both Chris can agree with me. Those two players are not better than anyone on this list.
Based on this year, they are.
Based on this year, that may be true. You may have an argument for De'Aaron Fox at least. However,
Halliburton is 18 and 10.
as a player,
You would argue that John Wall was a top 5 point guard with those numbers. So
John Wall, again, is a candidate to be a Hall of Famer. So until those two players,
no, I'm saying based on the numbers, like you said, you always, whenever we talk John Wall, it's like 19 and 10. That is what Halliburton is doing, and he's leading the league in assists. So that's why I was confused how you couldn't have him on that list.
Again, you have an argument there. I'm not going to say you don't have an argument. However, like I said, when I first composed this list, it was just based off of just talent.
Oh, my bad. I know you composed it. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, just based off of just talent, potential, what they've done in the past, and that's what I came up with. But again, I can see where you're going with De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton. They make a strong case to be on this list.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah, honorable mentions. Let's say some honorable mentions. So,
all right, man. Because I don't want to divulge and get too deep into that, man. Let's go ahead and start with this wings list. Then you guys know how we do. We're gonna do it last time. We're gonna start at number 20 and go up. Each of us are gonna say who we have at 20, one by one, 19, one by one. Go over there, get a little explanation of why you have this guy where you have them. So the order we're gonna start off.
Before we started, did you guys have any problems, devising these lists?
Yeah, I think I was actually in the party with Chubbs while I was doing it. And I told Chubbs, I think once I got past for the wings, once I got past 6, it was hard to put it together. And then 15, I was like, all right, I got to find some names to put on here. For big men, once I got past
2.
Yeah, right. Once I got past 10, 11, you had a really deep dive.
Once I got past 11,
you had a deep dive into their statistics.
Yeah, once I got past 11, that's where it was a little difficulties for me. But hey, we made it through. We did what we had to do, man. So 1 second here. So the order we're gonna go in for this, we're gonna go Chubbs, Smooth, and then I'll end it off with
all right, so we're starting with me. I'm gonna
honorable mentions.
With my honorable mentions. I got 3, believe it or not. I had a hard time picking just 2. I have 3. And my 3 are based off these guys really weren't doing anything the previous year, and they're actually averaging a pretty decent stat line, but they're not anything crazy, because if they were crazy, it'd be top 20. So my bottom honorable mention, DeAndre Hunter, 14.9 points per game. He's a solid defender. He plays his role really well for Atlanta. He really wasn't this last year. He's making his steps. He was a top 3 selection. He's making steps in his progression. Next, he wasn't a big role on this Boston Celtics team. Gordon Hayward, honorable mention. He's averaging 16. He's the 4th option, if he's in the starting lineup, averaging 16.
On the Hornets?
Oh, no. I'd be thinking he's on Boston. My fault. He's on Hornets. I'd be forgetting. That's me. But that's still impressive. They don't really have anybody on that team. And then my last one, he was a big acquisition, you would say, for the Lakers. Lonnie Walker is my final honorable mention. No one was expecting this type of production. He's averaging 16 as well. That's the type of what you need with Bron. Now, getting into my number 20.
Wait, let us say our honorable
Oh,
mentions
my bad.
first.
Oh, my bad. My
Jesus.
bad. My bad. What's y'all's
I'm
honorable
playing.
mention?
Just do your number 20, then we can just do honorable
My
mention.
number 20, and then again, I base this off of their averages this year because we're going off this year.
And you've been
I
a
got
box score merchant.
no, not
I'm
always.
messing with you. I'm messing
Towards
with
the end,
you.
I had you. Tobias Harris is my number 20, averages
Ooh.
16.9 points per game.
Smooth. Honorable mentions and your number 20.
So it's crazy because all right, well, let me start my honorable mention. I would say Hunter is honorable mention for me. I think he's just started playing again this year. I
Yeah,
know he
he's
was
been in
hurt.
and out. That's just been the
Yeah, he's
story
been
of
in
his
and out.
career.
If PJ Tucker could shoot a little bit better, I think he'd be higher up in my top 20. But just the fact that he's a good defender, able to stretch the floor from time to time, knock down the three here and there. I put him as another honorable mention. And that's pretty much it. Like Gordon Hayward, Mikal Bridges, those are names, but I mean, I'm not too impressed with, what they've been doing. I mean, I don't blame Gordon Hayward because, it's kind of tough bouncing back from that injury. You're never the same after you do something like that. Mikal Bridges just always has been, in my opinion, like just overhyped.
Just there.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad player. But
It's good defense.
yeah, and he's complimented by having two of the best duo guards in the league. So I mean, he's up there, but I mean, I wouldn't call him honorable mention on the level that Hunter and PJ Tucker are for me. But I too have number 20. I have Tobias Harris as well. Tobias Harris is a good defender for the 76ers. James Harden, when James Harden was hurt, he was, I'm not gonna say able to step up, but he was an intricate piece on the team for them to be able to still, get some wins here and there. Good defender, like I said, able to stretch the floor, play the three, play on the 3-point line, knock down shots from there, here from time to time. And I'll just I think he's at the lower end of the names that we have on this list. So he'll round off my number 20.
So we almost had the 7 on number 20. He was literally my number 20 until like I was thinking a little bit before the pod, and I actually changed him. So Tobias Harris is my honorable mention. Another honorable mention for me is Sadiq Bey as well. Feel like he should be doing a little more, but feel like when he's on, he's on. And then Scotty Barnes is an honorable mention for me just because he's been disappointing thus far this season. So I just see that when he's on, he's a top 20 easily, but he just has been disappointing and he's not even a top 2 wing on that team right now. So I couldn't justify putting 3 wings on that team on this list. So he had to go. My number 20 is the guy you guys just disrespected, is Mikal Bridges. He's my number 20. He is shooting 42% from 3, 50% from the field, 15.5 points a game. He increased. Right now, last year he shot 37%, and right now he's at 42%. He's went up in the game. His efficiency, it did suffer a little bit. But obviously, he goes in each and every night and guards the other team's best player, which frees up a lot of energy for D-Book and crew. So I have him at number 20. I would love to see him get a little bit more consistent and, do a little bit more for me offensively, but what he does on the defensive end is good enough, top 2 and defensive player of the year candidate last year. So, and he's still good defensively. So he's my number 20.
My number 19 is one of those tweener guys, kind of a big, kind of a wing. You guys might hate this one, but I got Aaron Gordon down at number 19. 16.8 points per game. He still gives you 6.6 average for rebounds. So he still gets you boards here and there, and he still is a scoring threat. And he's the third. He is the third or maybe fourth, depending on Michael Porter hasn't really playing that much, but on that Nuggets team. So he is my number 19. Yeah.
I have Harrison Barnes at number 19.
He didn't even make my list.
I have him up there because I think he's a good role player for the Kings. I think he plays too. He's only averaging 13 and 5, but he's shooting 50% from the field. It's consistent. He's able to guard, the star player from time to time. And I just think overall, we don't expect too much from Harrison Barnes. He is getting older, but to be, have the role that he has for the Kings and be number 5th in the conference right now, I mean, I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna, put him at number 19 for me.
My number 19 is Kelly Oubre Jr. Having a good year for the Charlotte Hornets. He's taking advantage of not too many good players being on that team, giving you 20, having a career year that's 8 points above his career average. His 3-point percentage is definitely suffering, but he's giving you a smooth 25, and one is still a game. So 1.7 still is a game. So I just give him number 19 for taking advantage of the opportunity and going out there and averaging 20. Man, it's not easy to average 20 in the NBA. So I'm giving Kelly Oubre props for going out there and executing.
He's not on my list either. I didn't even think about Kelly, but it's not bad. My number 18 is kind of another plays his role. Let's just put it that way. He's not the star of the team. It's Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks, he's averages 17.8 points. I didn't really look at the other statistics of his because that's basically all he's supposed to be there to do is score buckets and play defense for the Memphis Grizzlies. And he's playing his role. He's got pretty good average being what? You got Ja on that team, Bane. Those are two guys that are top priority on that team. I think Jaren Jackson is
He just got back. Yeah, he just got back.
So when he gets back, he's going to become the 4th guy. So that might hurt his production a little bit. But right now, he's my number 18.
Who I have at number 18, I think y'all probably have a little bit higher in your list. But I'm gonna have to go with Franz Wagner.
I do have a little higher on my list.
I'm not mad on that. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at where you have him.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well for a team, who we probably don't expect too much from. Averaging 19 points, 48% shooting. I just think he's playing very, very well. And I think he has a bright future in the NBA moving forward. If the Magic can somehow get a seed in the East, maybe they'll make some noise, but he's definitely a key piece to their success moving forward. So that's why I have him up there, number 18.
My number 18 is who Chubb had at 19. I have Aaron Gordon. For all the reasons Chubb says, being the 4th option on that team, giving you still 16.8, 6 rebounds. And then he also goes in and guards the hardest defense assignment every night. So that's why I have Aaron Gordon at number 18.
My 17th is actually DL's 18th. I got Franz Wagner there. For all like Wayne said, for all those reasons DL just stated. I honestly personally wasn't expecting this out of him when he got drafted.
I don't think no one was.
Out of Michigan. Him and his brother were those Michigan twins that, and his brother's not that good, but he's not bad. But I was not expecting this out of him coming out of Michigan. So 19.1 points. That's, as DL said. That's my 17.
Aaron Gordon is my 17.
My 17 is Dylan Brooks for everything Chubb said. So,
hey, look at this. Look at us agreeing, man. This is crazy. My number 16, and you guys might have this guy higher, but he's another guy. Plays his role quietly. He's not really like big time. People don't really like give him as much credit as he should. But Andrew Wiggins, sorry. Andrew Wiggins for Golden State. 19 points.
Low, Chris.
19.1 points per game.
That's
where I got it. Number 16.
That's pretty low. We had 16 or 7. So we had 16?
We're at 16.
16.
Okay.
Andrew Wiggins.
Okay. I mean, I would say pretty low.
I mean, you'll see when
It's
it gets to
it's
them-
within
when
range.
when it gets to top, you'll see what right.
He's within range of where I got him.
That's
I know
pretty
you
low.
better not have him in your top 10. I mean, there's an argument. There's an argument. There's an
16,
argument.
16, 16.
There's an argument.
16. I have Kyle Kuzma, man.
See,
I have Kyle Kuzma at 16.
I think that's low.
It might be low. However, I mean, I don't think that's the fact that Kyle Kuzma is even.
You're in my range, though. You're in my range.
The fact that Kyle Kuzma is even on this list, is good. I wouldn't. He should be the third option. I don't know what option he is for them, but he is putting up decent numbers this year. He can stretch the floor. He can shoot the three. And the Wizards aren't playing too bad. With him being on the floor with the addition of Porzingis, it definitely helps him out. So, congratulations, Kyle Kuzma, for making the list at 16.
16. So my number 16 is somebody who just had his honorable mention. I got Lonnie Walker the fourth as my number 16. I have him there. He's playing his role really well. I think the reason why I really have him here is because when people play with Braun and playing the lights, they tend to fade away. But it's been games where I watch where he takes the moment. Like, for example, that Bucks game, he went in and scored like 8 straight points in the third quarter at one point. And he does that. He has these little flashes. And also he's guarding the other team's best perimeter defender on a nightly basis between him and Austin Reeves. So averaging 16 as a third, fourth option, depending on when Russ is in. So I have Lonnie Walker the fourth as my number 16.
I'm not mad at you. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. My 15th is actually one guy I believe could possibly be a candidate to win Most Improved Player this year. OG, I can't say Anunoby at number 15. For the longest time, OG was just known for what? Strictly, he was really, really good defensive player. Now he's starting to bring the offensive game with him. He's averaging 19.2 points per game.
47% shooting.
That's I think but this wasn't last year, OG. This wasn't the year before that. He's finally making his steps, is what I'm saying. He's an elite defender, in my opinion.
That's not a wrong statement.
So I think he is becoming a Most Improved Player in this league, potentially. So I got him at 15th. And honestly, if we're being real, my 15th, 16th, 17th, all three of them could really interchangeable in that. So
I agree. I too have OG at 15. Spot on. I have him at 15. Exact same placement.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta change my list up a little
No.
No. I'm missing somebody off of here. I thought I put him on here, but I didn't double check. So Mikal Bridges is no longer number 20 for me. Kelly Oubre is number 20.
Cool.
So
he's honorable mention, as we
yeah,
said.
he's honorable mention. He's honorable mention. I had forgot to put Pascal on this list.
Oh, I got him. Oh, I got him high.
Yeah, I forgot to put him on this list, so I had to fix that.
Way to catch your mistakes before.
Yeah, because I was looking, I'm like, where's he at? I'm like,
Before we look at you crazy.
Yeah, before y'all look at me mad, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm like, bro, I swear he's on this list. So that's a good catch. Appreciate y'all. Are we on 15?
Yeah, we're on 15.
I have Franz Wagner for all the reasons you guys said. No, actually, I lied. Damn, that has fucked up my whole entire list, bro. So let me just redo my list. So 20, I had Kelly Oubre. 19, Aaron Gordon. 18, Dylan Brooks. 17, Lonnie Walker. My 16 was Bojan Bogdanovic for the Pistons. And then 15, I have Franz Wagner.
Okay.
Oh, that's me. 14. I got Bogdanovic at my 14th. 20, averaging 20.4. You said he's on the Pistons. Right. They need a bucket. They need buckets, and he's
shooting amazing from 3-point
for them. So Bogdanovic is my number 14.
Shooting amazing from the 3-point line. So
I got Lonnie Walker at 14. Because I think like when you said, him playing with AD and Bron, you kind of got to take a back seat by default. But still, for him to have the green light is for him to still be putting up a cool 15, 16 points a game, and be dependable. I think, that kind of, gives him more credibility. So, I got him on that list, top 15 at 14.
Yeah, my 14 is Andrew Wiggins, playing behind Steph, Clay, Poole, still giving you 19 a game and being the best defender on that team.
Some might say he's a bigger priority than Clay right now.
I think he's a bigger priority than the Poole and Clay. But yeah, that's why he's at 14 for me. Excellent player. You already saw what he did in the playoffs, and he's just doing basically what he did last year. It's just a lot more people are healthy. So that's why he's not higher in this list for me.
My number 13 is actually someone Wayne forgot to completely put on the list to begin with. I got Keldon Johnson as my number 13th wing player. He is averaging 20.8 points. He is for the same reason for Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich, he is just a bucket on the Spurs, and that is what they need. And and we all believe the Spurs are still supposedly in rebuild, and they got these young guys that the great Greg Popovich is coaching up and making into the next. I'm not going to call him a star yet. He still got to, show me a little bit more. But he's growing now, and he's a Kentucky boy, right? He came from Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them Kentucky boys don't last.
So I forgot to add him on the list, so he wasn't on my list when I was looking as well. So I had Andrew. I moved Andrew down to 15 and moved him to 14. So
okay. So that's 13.
13. Like it nasty. At 13, I have Benjamin Simmons.
He didn't even make my list.
He did. I have Benjamin Simmons, and most of this is just based. Not that analysis is just based off of his potential. We know what Ben Simmons can do. Him being I wouldn't even say he's a third option.
Hey, just for the sake of this podcast and this take, after you're done, please just look up his stat line for everybody so he knows what he's doing this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
That is
but again, I'm going off of potential.
Wayne, you can look it up.
Dale is being so disgusting right now. That's why he rubbed his hands before he said it.
Because again, I'm not just going strictly off
look
of stats, bro. Because he didn't play the first.
You going off the flashes you seen?
I'm going off. First of all, I'm going off of the fact that you say he's the best two-way defender in the league. So let's not discredit that. So let's just not write him.
That was old Ben Simmons, bro.
Yeah, now we're talking about old.
He got to get back acclimated before
exactly, and that's what I'm going off of. His stat line is ridiculously trash. 8, 6, and 5.
Shooting 61%. It's all dunks and layups. He is attempting 0.1 threes a game.
However, if we're going off of the fact that Ben Simmons is a defender, that gives that that kind of cancels out his offensive game, because he's only 1.2 steals a game is not bad. That's not bad. But he's 0.7 blocks is okay. Again, he's only played half the season and
averaging 4 fouls a game.
He has to get back
fouling out, but like
you got to get back into the rhythm. And we know that we not going to just write Ben Simmons off.
I mean, if he's healthy and he's the Ben Simmons that we previously, he's easily.
But right now,
he would be.
Dio just likes to throw a wrench into things,
Yeah, I'm gonna just mess y'all up a little bit. So
my 13 is Kyle Kuzma for all the reasons you guys said. Averaging 20, being a third option, night in, night on, got the green light, and he's green lighting it up. Still can give you a double with rebounds as well. So I got him at number 13.
Kyle Kuzma is my number 12. I think, like I said, I have a couple guys I think could potentially win that most improved. He's made a leap this year. Like, we can't deny it. He really is a vital part of the Wizards. And he wasn't doing this with Bron, which is sad. Like, he had spurts with Bron of games with doing this with the Lakers, but he's actually doing this on on night in, night out type of
What you
thing.
mean? You got a ring with Bron.
I'm not saying not, but you know what I mean. Like Kyle Kuzma should have never like.
I know.
Kyle
We should
Kuzma
know.
type of
we
player
should,
that
yeah.
should never been traded off the Lakers.
Yeah,
if we're
his
being real.
performance made him.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think he could win most improved. Another player I could think win most improved. He's averaging 20.6 points a game. Like Wayne said. Everything Wayne said is spot on. He's my number 12.
At 12, I have Jeremy Grant. He's an intricate piece to the Pistons. That may be low. And maybe my number 11, you know, they might be interchangeable. But I think Jeremy Grant's playing pretty well. Averaging 19 a game?
He's averaging 22.8.
Yeah, he's balling. That's all right. I think that's 22.8.
But again, in comparison to who I have, again, maybe my number 11 can be switched. He can probably bump up to right outside the top 10. But I think that's a pretty good spot for him. Because we don't really look at Jeremy Grant. You know, we really don't say his name too much. And he's definitely starting to make noise for the Pistons.
I believe that is my number one favorite to win, actually, that award I keep naming. I believe he's going to win that ultimately.
Yeah, he's averaging the same thing he averaged in Detroit. He ain't winning that shit.
I think he's winning. But people don't talk about him.
His contract said people talk about him. My number 12 is the rookie sensation himself, Paolo Banchero. He is my number 12. Obviously, he's the lead man for the Orlando Magic, and he's giving you 21.8, 8.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists. Doing a really good job. He has 10 double-doubles on the year already. It's more than half the games he played. So I have Paolo Banchero as my number 12.
My number 11 is also a Duke alumni. BI, Brandon Ingram's my number 11.
That's my number 11 as well. So
he's averaging 20.8. He really could flip-flop with, Kuzma, Keldon Johnson, like in that whole little they're all interchange ones in my eyes. I don't even know if you can call him the second option. He might be even the third option behind CJ McCollum.
Nah, he's the second.
All right. Well, CJ's the point guard, but yeah, I got BI as my number 11.
I got Andrew Wiggins as my number 11. Maybe not this year, but again, I kind of struggle with the this year thing because we know what Andrew Wiggins can do. We know how vital he has been for the Warriors in the past. It is kind of still early in the season. He is still playing behind Steph Curry, being the number one option. But we're not going to sit up here and act like Andrew Wiggins can't take over a game as well as defend the best player on defense. So for that reason, I have him as right outside top 10, being number 11.
And I said BI was my number 11 as well. So
my number 10, top 10 player is Jeremy Grant. That's where he ended up on my list for all the reasons, DL stated, and what I'm saying. People don't expect him to be having 22 and 8. Really, I'm be honest. Like he does it quietly too. Like he doesn't really get talked about as much. Wayne says the contract does, but he don't really get talked about on TV, nothing like that. So a lot of credit to him. He put work in.
Starting off my top 10, I have BI at 10. He is a vital piece for the Pelicans and their success this year. He missed a few games early on. I think if he didn't miss those few games, his stat line would be a little bit better, which is, it's not bad, but he's a core piece for the Pelicans, and, there's no reason why he should be in the top 10, so I'm gonna have to put him at 10.
My number 10 is OG Anunoby. The best defender in the league this year, without a doubt, is OG. And he's giving you 19 points per game. So, I literally saw him clamp up DL, and we all had Donovan Mitchell in our top 5. And then Donovan Mitchell went to go play against him, and he clamped Donovan Mitchell down to single digits. He literally made Donovan Mitchell go from averaging 31 for the year to 28. You know how that's a drastic drop after one game. And that's because of the defense that OG Anunoby has been doing. And I think, like Chubb said, he's the clear runaway for defensive. Why not right now defensive player of the year and most improved player of the year as well.
My number 9 is Paolo Banchero. And this is going to be a strong, nasty take, hot take. You might call me nasty. But he is what Ben Simmons was supposed to be.
Well, he was for a while.
Paolo is the next.
We could shoot, so
listen. Paolo is the next generational type of talent, like LeBron was. He can literally. He's averaging 21-8. He's getting 7 boards a game. He's getting at least 5 assists a game.
This is not a crazy hot take. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Like he is the next face, I think, in the next, maybe not 5 years because there's a lot of great talent right now. But as soon as those guys that are ahead of him right now, he is the next big thing. I'm telling you.
I had one of the, like, in my mind, I said this, but I never said it out loud, so I'm gonna say it on a pod. For like a little bit after when I was watching him play, I was like, yo, we talking about Victor Wembanyama, but I think we already got like the next great in the NBA with Paolo Banchero.
He do it all.
Yeah, he could do it all. He can't shoot a 3 ball yet. Guys, got to get that to
Neither
improve.
could Bron.
So they just got to improve. But
listen, he makes the guys around him better. So he's my number 9.
He's also my number 9.
Jeremy Grant's my number 9. Like for all the reasons you guys said, 22.8 points a game. He's the second best player on the Blazers, believe it or not. Even with Anthony Simons on that team, to me, he's still the second best player because what he can do defensively, and he can score just as well. So I got Jeremy Grant.
At number 8, I got Jimmy Shooter. Jimmy Shooter is my number 8. I got him 21.3 points per game, and he's getting 7.1 rebounds a game. And he's lockdown defender as well. So and on Wayne, and you might have him higher, you probably do. I just want everybody to know it's no like, oh my God, I'm doing this to make Wayne get a reaction.
We have in very similar spots. So
it got very hard when we get into this spot, these top spots. Just letting everybody know from here on out. But he's my number 8.
I got Jaylen Brown at number 8. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have Jaylen Brown at number 8.
Wow.
For all of the reasons why I discuss this stuff with you all the time, with y'all all the time. Last year to this year, he's still doing. That's not disrespectful,
bro.
I guess
the fact that he's bro.
I guess I just have him super high then.
Me too.
Maybe you do.
Me too.
Again, Jaylen Brown's been playing phenomenal. However, they can still be classified as empty calorie stats because again. When Jaylen Brown takes over a game, they still do not win.
He did. What happened to the next game?
I didn't watch the next game. He took over.
I'm so confused how it's empty calorie.
It's not empty calorie. Don't say that. It's very disrespectful, please.
It's empty calorie. So you want stats over winning?
Some could say at least 10 points of if you're going that way. Some could say 10 points of Jason Tatum might be empty calorie.
But that's only happening if they lose.
Why do you have to big up Jason Tatum in order to do that? You have to shit on
That's
him.
what I'm saying. That's what I hate.
He's playing with
he does this all the time.
He's playing with a superstar. So superstars.
They might be the top duo in the league. You can't even say that.
It's not. They might be. It's not. No, they might.
Why is?
It's not. No, they might.
Why is it?
All right, hey, you know what? Let
people, can I have my opinion?
Let people cook him. Let people.
Yeah, that's like 8 is crazy, bro. 8 is crazy.
All right, what's 8, Dwayne?
My 8 is DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is my number 8.
I got him a little higher.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know why I see him. He's averaging 25, but these is what you call true empty calorie stats because they're not leading to winning. That's a proper way to displace it. But 29, 4.
Celtics aren't winning because of Jaylen Brown. Like, let's be serious.
Yes, they are. He's on the team
because of Jaylen Brown.
All right,
or is he helping?
Number 7. My number 7 and my number 6 could be interchangeable. I just want to make that one point right now. But at number 7, I got Zion. 23.9, 7.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists. He's doing his thing. I'll give him his credit.
What the fuck you have DeRozan?
Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's that. I got 7? Zion at 7.
At 7, I had Pascal.
That's my number 6.
Yeah, I have Pascal.
Bro, you got DeMar in the top 5?
I have the. Relax, bro.
You too? Hey, yo,
Bye,
y'all are
bye,
crazy, bro.
bye.
Relax.
All right, my number 7 is Jimmy Butler. The only reason why he's at this high for me is just because I think, or this low, is because he just hasn't played enough. But I do think he's a top 5 wing in the league when he's healthy and playing enough. So he's there. You know how he does in the regular season. He takes his foot off the gas a little bit and goes top 3 in the playoffs. So that's my number 7.
Like I said, my number 6, Pascal, averaging 24 and 5, does similar things to what my number 7 is. Like I said, there's him and Zion can be flip flop, So I got Pascal number 6.
DeMar top 5 is crazy.
I have DeMar at 6. Okay.
That's reasonable.
I have DeMar at 6. And it's just because
Actually, no,
That's too
it's
crazy.
not. Yeah,
that's not crazy at all. It's 2
Yes,
spots
it is.
down
He has
from
him
where you
above
have him.
Jalen Brown. It's crazy.
Bro, we saw DeMar.
You have him
Literally
above
saw
Jalen.
DeMar.
You have him above Jalen Brown. It's crazy.
Bro,
It's crazy.
Again, yeah, it's hard. I struggle
DeMar.
with going off of just this year, bro. And
You're
we know
very
that-
biased. You got
I'm
you gotta
not,
take
how
your
am I
bias,
biased when I like the Celtics, bro?
but you don't like Jalen Brown. That's how
Wayne
you're
said
biased.
I don't
Wayne
like
saying
that.
DeMar,
Jalen Brown is so
no.
over. I think Jalen
I don't
Brown
know
is
how
just
you
a
could
little-
pick.
he gives
How
too
can you
much
say the
credit.
Frozen is better than Jalen Brown?
Bro,
but
DeMar
anyway,
DeRozan has
the
been
Brick of
balling
Shaw.
for years.
I got. You saw DeMar DeRozan struggling with a nigga in the Drew.
All right,
in
go
the,
number 6.
in the Drew League.
Go number 6, Wayne.
My 6 is Pascal as well. So
All right. Well, my number 5 is DeMar DeRozan, the guy he keeps shitting on.
it's disgusting.
We all in the same area, bro. Like you.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no. I
all
had
in
it, man.
the same,
Eight
like-
is the proper position. for
That's
him.
your
Eight-
opinion.
8 through 10. That's what he should be. He should not
That's
be
your opinion.
8 through 5.
He's
No.
5 through 8.
He's in the
5.
middle. Six between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's your 5, Smooth?
Wait, who's your 5, Chris?
My number 5 is
DeRozan.
DeMar.
Oh, your my 5 is Jimmy. I have Jimmy at 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now, I'm
you
not
know.
mad at that. I think that's a little high.
And that's just. I mean, again,
DeMar
like it's just
DeRozan isn't better
because,
than Jimmy.
Shut up.
and that's just because Jimmy's a 2-way player. He may not be snapping like he has been in the past, but I'm just going off of potential and what I feel like he'll do moving forward in the season. He is definitely the heart and soul of that team. So to put him I feel like to put him anything lower than top 5 player at his position is kind of outrageous.
I have my number 5 is Zion Williamson. Mainly because his last 10 games he's averaging 25, 7.7, 4.8. He's playing a little bit more point guard this year, and the team has been looking a lot better in these last 10 games as well because of that. So I have Zion at number 5.
At number 4, which I think is where he should be, his true spot. Some people don't agree, but Jaylen Brown is my number 4. He is averaging 26 and 7, playing with the guy that is averaging 30 and a half. He is balling. He is getting 7 rebounds a game. I don't know why he's not in the top 5, but he is my number 4.
He hates him. That's all it is. He just hates him, bro. What's your number 4, Smooth?
All right, so I think from here on out, my list is just going to be nasty, but reasonably. I think I can kind of agree in some way, shape, or form. At number 4, I have the King, Braun. I think he's taking a back seat on purpose to, the rest of his teammates just because he's trying to get them into, the flow of the game. He's trying to kind of mold his team. So for that, he's not really like snapping like how we know he can snap, like how he was doing towards the end of the year. But however, he still is putting up those, decent numbers. And he's getting his team back on a winning streak. Along with AD dropping 50, 60 points a game. That's ridiculous. But he's definitely a key factor in the Lakers' success. It's kind of again. I'm not gonna say degress, but again, like I just feel like he's kind of taking a step back because of what type of team he has now. But he's still definitely in top 4, so I have to put him he's definitely top 5, so I have to put him at 4.
Yeah, for all the reasons you say, I have LeBron James there as well.
Ooh, so we aren't too far off with our thinking. See,
I'm actually not that mad because I got LeBron James at number 3. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubts because the guys ahead of him are just playing at a little bit higher level. But let's give a little bit of credit to Bron. He's still averaging 25.8, close to that 26 basically. He's still averaging 9 rebounds a game, and he is averaging 6.5 assists a game. He's still doing Bron stuff, just not at the averaging the triple double type of Bron. So let's just give him a little bit of credit.
Yeah, he's taking a step back, but his step back is still an all NBA performer.
Exactly.
100%,
Exactly.
100%.
So
I agree.
So he's not my number 3. He's my number 3.
My number 3 is Slim Reaper, KD.
Wait, who's your top 2?
That's what I said. I feel like it's gonna be nasty
Oh,
for him.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what name he hasn't named yet. Yo.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, I mean KD's balling. He's snapping. He's definitely snapping.
Please tell me you didn't put Giannis with the wings.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, I just got KD.
I know who he put
At
top
3.
2, and the guy has not played a lot. If you put him top 2,
He better not have Kawhi there, bro, because I'm gonna be fucking upset. All right.
yeah, he didn't say no. All right.
My number 3 is the guy that DL despises. I have Jaylen Brown at number 3 for all the reasons Chubb said.
That's worse than Chris.
7, 3.6 assists. His turnovers has gone down to 3. He's shooting 34.5% from the 3, and also shooting 49, damn near 50% from the field. So I have Jaylen Brown as number 3.
And this is while he's playing with the arguably MVP candidate favorite.
Yeah.
So
The
that's
best
why.
Robin in the league right now. So
My number 2 is KD, Slim Reaper. Just like, for everything. He's averaging 30 points a game. I mean, he's still being KD. He's still probably the most dangerous scorer in the league with the ball in his hand. He's 7 foot, could do, yeah, but we already know. It's been talked about about him. 30 points.
what does he have at 2?
He's my number 2.
My number 2 is the guy who we know would have been the second coming of LeBron had he not gotten hurt. And y'all have him lower on y'all list. But we all know that Zion is snapping this year.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Nah.
Zion has only played,
I hate it.
10 games, averaging 23, has almost dropped 30 every single game, averaging 7 rebounds and shooting almost 60% from the field.
I don't like it.
His impact when he's on the floor is ridiculous.
It is.
Great defender. And having CJ at the point and Brandon Ingram on the other wing, they have the entire recipe for success. And we all, I can see that, like, when Zion plays, the Pelicans are that much better.
They've been putting him at point guard these last couple of games, and he's been cooking.
Give Zion a full season. If he stays healthy, Zion will be probably will be in MVP talks. Like, that's a hot take. He might be in MVP talks this year if he can stay healthy.
I don't hate it. I thought you already said Zion, so I don't hate it at all. My number 2 is KD. Like Chubb said, averaging 30, 6 and 5, 1.7 blocks. The defense is there, and again, they're living and dying with him. So I have him as a number 2, and I think we all have Jason Tatum number 1 for obvious reasons. I think we all can agree he's probably leading the MVP candidacy right now. The way he's doing on both sides of the floor, he's balling. Only when Jimmy's playing is when he doesn't ball. So, Jason Tatum is definitely the best wing in the league.
Yeah, we all
right
have
now.
him at 1. I'm pretty sure.
Perfect, man. So that is our wing list. Let's go ahead and get to the center list. I feel like we could easily run through this. Same order. Big man list. So, Chuck, right. Who do you have honorable mention number 20?
My honorable mention, and I really shouldn't have put him in honorable mention. I had a hard time finding one, but if there was anyone, I got John Collins at honorable mention, even though he's been playing like straight. He should be playing better. should be playing way better. But he's averaging 12 and a half. Still getting to seven, basically 8 boards a game. That's my only honorable mention I have named. Now my number 20 before, and I will do both. I have a guy, I can't even say his first name. I had a hard time towards the bottom, but I got the center from Houston, Sengun.
Alfred Sengun.
That's who I got. He's averaging 15 points a game, damn near 9 rebounds a game. He's playing the role of a bit like the big man. Like he's not the focal point, but when it gets to him, he's being efficient with it. He's getting boards to what he's doing his job. So he's my number 20 big man in the league. And he came out of nowhere. It's another thing. I didn't even know who he was.
Honorable mentions. It's kind of tough. I don't really have too many.
You don't have to have one.
Yeah, no, I really don't have too many. So I mean, I'll go with John Collins as number 20. Just off the top of my head, because I think he's a pretty good big man for that team. I think he has a lot of potential, catching lobs and guarding in the paint. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with him.
My honorable mentions are Jalen Duren, rookie from Detroit. I think he needs to just get the starting position because when he gets a lot of minutes, he produces. He puts up numbers. So I have him. I also have Al Horford just because of what he does for the Boston Celtics.
I thought about him. Yeah.
And then I also have Clint Capella and Jakob Poeltl for my honorable mentions. Number 20. This guy was thrown around the league like a whore. We saw some flashes of him, but then we never really got a true feeling of what he can do. Then he gets down to Orlando and starts to play besides Paulo, Franz, and Jamal. His coach put some, confidence in him. I got Bol Bol. Got Bol Bol at number 20.
Here's another guy. He probably would have been my honorable mention. I forgot that. Yeah, he's been playing good. I forgot about him. My number 19. This guy's been passing around too. He's been on damn near almost every team. He's a vet. The only reason why I got him is he's still averaging a pretty solid stat line, and when he goes in, he produces. I got Brook Lopez at number 19.
Got him extremely low.
He's got 15.3 points per game, and the only reason why I got him at 19 is because I feel like his rebounds are kind of low for the other guys I got on. He's averaging 6.3.
You got fucking Giannis.
I get it. I do get it. But granted, the other guys I got on this,
they run out with that big ass lineup.
But I got him at 19.
I gotta go with Rudy Gobert. I probably don't have him on your list at all, but I got him super low.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm mad at it. He's on my list.
He's on my list. Yeah.
He has an impact, you know what I'm saying, but it's just not as, it's not as big as it should be. I think he is overrated, but however, he still definitely does have, a big role for the Timberwolves.
He's still averaging that double. He's just not getting the blocks like he used to.
Yeah, I mean, for him to be former defensive player of the year, maybe people agree and may not disagree with that. You just can't not have him on your top list as one of the best big men in the league.
Yeah, I think you got him extremely low.
All right, Wayne, 19.
Oh, my 19. I got Vucevic, man. He's having a down season, but he's still giving you pretty decent numbers.
I think that is really low.
You can look at the 16 and 11, but as far as production, when you see it and how it's affecting the game, he's definitely a nuisance to that team. He's holding them back. So I got Vooch
I got him a lot higher.
down there. I got him down there. So
That's crazy. All right, my number 18th is somebody you actually guys were talking poorly about a little bit. I got Nurkic there. He's averaging 15 and he's averaging a double-double. He's got 10 rebounds and 15 points. He's my number 18 in terms of, the rest of the guys on this list. The bottom half of the big men's were really hard to go about. Be keeping it real. So he's averaging a double-double, so he had to make this list in my eyes. So he's got my number 18.
At 18, I have Al Horford. Al Horford is a big role. I mean, he plays a bigger role than a lot of people think for the Celtics. Being able to spread the floor, veteran leadership, knock down three from time to time. Well, not even from time to time. He'd be splashing threes. Disciplined on defense, get rebounds. I think he just complements the Celtics pretty well. And there's a big reason as to why, the team meshes so well and getting all these wins. So that's, I have my 18.
Wayne.
18, my bad. 18, I got Alfred Sengun. I think he's one of the best post big men in the league. His post moves are phenomenal, fantastic. Unfortunately, he is on the Rockets, but he's giving you 15, 8.7, 2 rebounds a game. So 2 assists a game, apologize. So I got him at there just based on I like his game a lot. So I have Alfred Sengun at number 18.
At number 17, I got Rudy Gobert. He's averaging 13 and he's averaging 12. I think guys that got higher than him are better than him skill wise. That's the reason why I got him where I got him. He's number 17 on my list.
17, I have Vucevic.
Damn, you guys got this boy. You guys got that boy low.
Number 17, I have Christian Wood, and he's a 6th man for the Dallas Mavericks. He's giving you 16.7 a game with 7.7 rebounds. Being a 6th man, I think that's pretty good to be doing as a 6-man, big man at that. So, and he's playing with Luka. He's one of Luka's favorite targets when he does come into the game. So I got Christian Wood at number 17. That's 17, right? Or 18?
17.
17,
At number 16, I'm just gonna pair these two because they're both interchangeable and they were both on the same team. So at my 16 and 15, 16 I put Jaren Allen and 15 I had Evan Mobley. Got them both. You can really flip flop them. Both are averaging 14. Evan's averaging more 15. Jared's averaging close to 11 rebounds, but Evan's averaging a little bit more assists. I'm sorry I did both, but both Cav players. I got them 15, 16. I might as well pair them. So 16 was Jared Allen.
Whatever, 16. This is 15. You just
16. I only reason why I did it is because I had 2 Cav players back to back. Sorry. So 16. We're on 16.
16. 16, I have Bobby Portis. That might be low too.
No, that is not should have been on the list.
He's not on my list.
I mean, I think Bobby Portis is playing pretty well for the Bucks.
He is playing well.
For him, I don't think he's an option. I just think they pass it to him and he knocks down a shot consistently. Plays good defense. He adds a lot of value when it comes to just energy, keeping the team with a lot of energy, having that I wouldn't call it the it factor, but he definitely is an X factor for the Bucks.
People say that.
He makes
X factor on the Bucks is Chris Middleton when he's healthy.
He been playing, yeah.
When he's healthy,
yeah.
That is their X.
But I think Bobby Portis has been playing pretty well. So I mean, I gotta put him up there. He ain't too high, but
all right. Wayne, 16.
16. My number 16, I have DeAndre Ayton. 16.7, 9.5 rebounds. I just want him to do more. I think he should be higher on this list, but he doesn't make himself be higher on this list for me. So I have DeAndre Ayton at 16.
I already said my 15, Evan Mobley.
That is my 15 as well.
I have Christian Wood at 15.
Okay. My 14th is actually Christian Wood. For basically all everybody's saying he's 17. He's basically average 17 and 8 coming off the bench. That's pretty impressive.
Did you or is that Jared Allen?
Yep. He was my 16th.
Sheesh, that's pretty low too, bro.
Well,
Chris.
You got Vucic's pretty low in my opinion. So
That's fair.
You guys are too high.
maybe, but you know what? Like I said, as soon as you get past 10, it got hard. You remember you were talking about it.
Yeah.
When you got to go down to the nitty gritty, you got to look at the averages for real.
This is 15. 14. Evan Mobley.
Okay.
I can have Evan Mobley at 14.
My 14 is gonna be Jared Allen.
See, I
my
like that.
My 13th is DeAndre Ayton. That's where he ended up for me. For same thing, he's 17, basically damn near averaging 10. I should be higher, but it is what it is for him. Stop acting like a B word. I'm trying to not cuss.
DeAndre Ayton. 13, 14. What
you're on 13, bro. It's not that hard to follow.
No,
13,
because
13.
when you said 2, it threw me like
make a list and number it. God damn.
That DeAndre Ayton, 13.
My
Christ. Oh my goodness.
My number 13 is Rudy Gobert.
Woo!
So I have Rudy Gobert at 13 just because obviously I feel like he's been hindering his team offensively, but defensively he still has made them still a great, great team. So on the offensive side when he's in the game, but I also just don't like his game because his game is pretty much him sitting in the paint and pointing at people. But you can't deny the impact that he has defensively as a rim protector. He's a top 2 rim protector right now in the league. So I have him at number 13. So I had him at 11, but I changed it around.
Dwayne is going to. I'm not. See. Look at this. If everybody understand. I thought about changing some few in the wings, but you know what? I made this at 3, and as you know what, I'm riding with it. I'm not making no changes.
I double check my list.
It is what it is. So guess what? My number 12. I know Dwayne is gonna be mad because he thinks he's been playing really good this year, but I got Miles Turner at number 12.
I mean, he's within range. That's within range where I have him at.
17.8 points, 8 rebounds. He is playing very well with a guy I did not have on my guards list. The guy's making him a better player. That was my bad. Miles Turner is my number 12.
Here's where the wrench is thrown. Jonas Valanciunas.
He didn't make my list.
I mean, he's averaging 13 and 9. Playing on that team.
4th option. It's pretty valid.
Yeah, that's not bad. And I just think he's a good role player.
But we got a 4th option at number 12.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He's a big man, bro. His responsibility is to get rebound.
My number 12 is the best rim protecting big man thus far this year, Brook Lopez. I have Brook Lopez at number 12. So yeah, I have Brook Lopez number 12, giving you 15 points per game, shooting at 41% from the 3-point line, and giving you 2.9 blocks a game.
That is pretty
fabulous rim protector.
That's pretty big.
That's why the Bucks defense has been really good this year. You saw it last year when he got hurt and wasn't able to play. The rim protecting wasn't as good, even with Giannis there. He is the reason why Giannis is able to basically free reign and play free safety on that team. So I have Brook Lopez at number 12.
At number 11 is where Nikolai ended up for me. Vucevic.
Yeah, that's high as fuck.
Maybe a little bit.
I got Jared Allen at number 11.
That's high.
That's cool with me. I saw him dominate the Lakers the other day, so
He was snapping. He had like what?
He was like 9
almost
for
20
9 to start the
Yeah,
game.
bro. Like he had like 20
All
points in the
layups.
first quarter, bro.
All right
He
there
had
at the
been
He had
rim.
there.
18 in the first, bro.
I
It's
know.
ridiculous,
He's
bro.
all right there at the rim.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're on 11, right?
11.
My number 11 for big men is Julius Randle. 21, 8-3. The Knicks suck, but he's playing better than he did last year. So I'll give him credit for that and put him at number 11.
Top 10. My number 10 is Domantas Sabonis. Averages 17 points per game, 11 rebounds, averaging damn near 7 assists a game. And he's on the Kings. He is the face of the Kings.
Don't disrespect De'Aaron Fox like that ever again, bro.
He's the only team player that made my list.
At 10, I got Brooke.
Yeah, it's 10. Would you say it's 10?
Brooke, yeah.
Okay.
At 10, I got Miles Turner.
Right.
He's giving, like Chuck said, he's been playing really good to the point I don't even know if they should trade him anymore because the way Tyrese Halliburton hasn't brought him in the game. Again, 17.8, 3.6, 41.6 from the 3-point line on 4 attempts a game is good. 8 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. He's what every championship team wants is a big man that can block shots, protect the rim, but also hit and stretch the floor. So Miles Turner for me.
Number 9 is where Julius ended up for me. I really didn't want to put him in my top 10, but because like Wayne said, the Knicks suck, but he's averaging 22 points a game and 9 rebounds, damn near. So it's kind of hard not to put him in that top 10 range.
I agree. I have him at 10 as well. I mean, to
9.
My bad. 9. My bad.
My number 9 is Karl Anthony Towns. And the reason why he's number 9 because he's fucking terrible on defense. 20.8 on offense. He's a great offensive weapon. Obviously, 50% from the field. His 3-point shot has extremely suffered this year at 32.5, which is a career low for him. 8 rebounds. He's still able to get hit even with Rudy Gobert clogging the paint. So I have him at number 9.
And that is my number 8.
My number 8 is Miles Turner.
My number 8 is Sabonis, 17, 11, and damn near 7. He's basically damn near averaging a triple-double. So I have him at number 7.
My number 7 big man is Lauri Markkanen, 22.5, averaging 8.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and he is actually the vocal point of that team. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing on the Jazz, and that's a Jazz team that we didn't expect anything from. Let's all make that a point again.
No one expected what they're doing right now.
So yeah, so I got Lauri at my number 7.
I would have to put Sabonis at 7. No, I gotta keep on reiterating what y'all already said.
My number 7 is Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps is having a bounce back year, 22, 8-8, 2.6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.5 blocks. Only reason why I think I have him, some people might say I have him a little high or low, whatever, is because Bam dropped 40 something on his head, and then the ED went and dropped 55 on his head. So that's why he's at 7.
KP is actually my number 6.
Who?
KP.
Oh, KP. Okay. I got Cat. I got Cat at 6.
I got Lauri Markkanen at 6.
I feel like me and Wayne have the same number 5.
I think we all share the same number 5.
My number 5 is Bam Adebayo.
No, I don't have. Well, I don't have him. I have Zingis at 5.
Who?
Zingis, Kristaps.
Who's in your top 4? You're missing somebody big, but we're gonna get into it.
I might be missing Markkanen.
No, you're not. You're missing even bigger.
I haven't named him. Yeah, I haven't named him.
We're going. If number 5 is who for
Is
you?
Bam on your list?
Yeah, Bam's on my list.
All right.
He's missing somebody.
I'm missing
He's
Lauri
missing somebody.
No, you're not missing. You're missing somebody big.
You're missing somebody that
The
should be in
top 4 should
4.
be in the top 4.
Yeah.
So you're missing somebody.
I think
big.
I have the top 4 right.
Then you're missing. If Bam's in your top 4, then you're missing somebody. Bam should always be 5.
All right, let's go. Who's number 5, Wayne?
Bam is my 5.
My number 4 is Jokic. Jokic is 23.5, 10 rebounds. Oh, damn. I mean, he should be higher, but his points, if his points were a little bit more, he'd probably be higher on my list. He's averaging damn near a triple-double. I just think the guys that are ahead of him are doing a little bit more for their teams this year. It's my number 4, Jokic. No, Dio, off the top. You gotta say what you got. Don't be analyzing it now.
You forgot Jokic off your list. So just move somebody down, and you could put him. You put Bam at 5.
Wait.
Just put Bam at 5, and then drop somebody at 4.
You forgot Jokic.
I didn't.
All right, then who'd you forget? Then who's your number 3 and number 4?
I mean,
who's your number 4?
I'm gonna say the top 4 should be no order: Giannis, AD, Jokic, and Embiid.
And Embiid, yeah, right.
Yeah, so you forgot Bam.
All of them. I forgot. I didn't forget Bam. I had Bam up here. I think again when Chris said 2 at one time,
it fucked you up. So Bam is really your 5 then.
Bam is my 5. Yeah, Bam.
All right, so tell us your 4.
I have Giannis at 1. I mean, I could just finish it off. I have Giannis at 1.
This guy. Why? No.
Why are you doing? What's your number 4?
All right, we all have Giannis at 1. So all right, number 4.
Don't say that.
Number 4 would have to be Embiid. If I had to pick.
Okay. 4, Wayne.
I have at number 4 Embiid as well.
I got number 3. I got AD. 27.3, 27 points. He is averaging the most rebounds out of everybody at 12.3. I will give him that. I almost damn near made him number 1 just because I think he's having a bounce back year. I'm gonna be honest with you. And he's averaged 2.6 assists. So he ended up naming number 3 for me.
Yep. I think we're all on the same page.
My number 3 is Jokic.
Number 3 I mean, you go on this year, I guess,
Number 3 is Jokic for all the reasons you guys said.
We're at 2. My number 2 is Embiid. When playing, he's averaging 30 points. He's doing Embiid MVP type of shit. So that's my number 2.
2, I got Joker.
2, I have Giannis.
Yeah.
And I got Giannis as my 1.
Yeah, of course.
Who's your 1? Anthony Davis at 1.
Nah,
I almost
the
did
best
that.
big. Just because I saw him play against Giannis and Brook Lopez, who are the best 2 big defensive big men in the league, and dominate and give them 55. So that's only basically just because off of that game. But it's interchangeable between either one of them. I think the same thing with Jokic and Embiid, either one of them as well. I just like the playmaking that Jokic could provide.
I think the top 4 are pretty. You can, if you have any of them in any type of range.
Yeah, I agree. I think 5 is unanimously always Bam, and then 1 through 4.
Until Kristaps, shows up.
No, he just put 46 on his head.
I said until. All right. Are you mad? I told you on point, right? Everybody was.
Yeah, Vucevic way too fucking on it.
All right, and then you had someone I didn't agree with. So you know what? Pickers can't be choosers.
That's true. That is true, man. Let's get to some topics before we end the pod. So Cam Reddish and fellow Knicks teammates were on Instagram saying free me, free us, free the bros, all of that. So do you think the Knicks should just get rid of Tom Thibodeau in the middle of the season, clearly because the team isn't happy and they're not performing the best? Currently, the Knicks are, let me give you the record in their standings. Why did I just do that? So currently, the Knicks are 12-13. So they're still high. They're number 9. So they're in the play-in right now. Yeah, but they just went on a 2-game win streak. So the Wizards just lost 4 straight and have them at 11.
It's never good when your players don't like you. Is what that to be known. It's like so. I do believe Thibodeau has like a type of like old school approach to coaching, and a lot of these young guys coming into the league aren't used to that. And, so they're used to a certain way of being coached. And especially if they ended up at a previous organization before you with a different coach, they're also used to a different way and they're expecting this one way. If you're a hard ass, some people don't respond well to that. That's why some people, like a lot of people, don't like playing for New England because of Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? He has a certain way, certain philosophy. If you don't like it, he's going to tell you to get the hell out. And Thibodeau is that type of guy. Thibodeau, if you don't like his shit, he will get rid of you. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're an issue, he will get rid of you. He's an old school guy. And I think that's part of the problem. And but if they're still in contention to make playoffs, I don't see that the front office parting ways with him, no matter what the players say, because we can be honest, Knicks don't really give a fuck what the players say in that organization. They
Nolan
don't.
doesn't care at all. But
So you can make all these posts and whatnot, and people can be like, "Oh, free him," and make the meme of the guy that goes up to the dog that's inside the door. I'm gonna get you out. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, you don't have that much pull. You're not Kevin Durant.
yeah, Kevin Durant ain't had the pull.
But I'm saying, but it's exactly. But Kevin Durant has more weight in the media than your name, Cam. No offense, Cam Reddish. You're not Kevin Durant. You're not LeBron James. Hey, he needs to go. David Blaine needs to get whatever his name was. He needs to go. Remember Cleveland?
Yeah.
So you're not like that. But that's my view on that.
I kind of agree with you. This is old school mentality, everything you said regarding that. I do think it's a fireable offense to not be playing some of these young guys that they have, because you're not really helping develop them, like Quickly, Grimes, and Reddish. Because when Reddish has played, he has shown bright spots. Tom Thibodeau is known for just running guys in the dirt. FYI, that's why Derrick Rose got hurt, because of Tom Thibodeau, because of how fast he was running him, all playing them 38 plus minutes every night, back to backs, didn't matter. So I think Tom Thibodeau, what he did for the Knicks that 1 year was really good, and we should thank him for it. But at the end of the day, I think you have a mercy young talent on this team, and I think it's just better to just start fresh in general. I get rid of the guys like Julius Randle. Yeah, get rid of some of these older guys like Evan Fournier on the team. Start developing these young guys, bring in a young, youthful head coach to switch it up.
So do you think he should stop coaching them? I mean, I know, I'm sorry, DL, you didn't give you, but do you think he should just like stop with the NBA and maybe go to college because he has that type of approach?
I mean, he'd probably be a great college coach, but I also think if he gets on the right team with vets, he should be fine. So
yeah.
No, I agree with everything y'all said. Only thing I don't agree with is, Cam Reddish trying to, going to the media and saying stuff like that. You keep that under wraps because now it's going to come
He's
out.
not even the face of the team.
Yeah,
he isn't, but you got to think about Cam Reddish.
I mean, he has a say. He has a say. I'm not going.
He definitely does. You did give up a little bit for him. Like, he definitely does have a say.
He has potential. Well, I'm not.
Jalen Brunson.
It's too late to say he's a franchise.
I'll listen because they paid that man.
The thing with Cam Reddish, I remember he was a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah, he was.
Well, not top 5. I think he was a lottery pick. But remember, coming out of high school, he was a number 1 rank. He was ranked higher than.
He was part of that.
RJ Barrett.
He was part of that team.
He hurt himself by actually going to Duke, in my opinion, because he took a back seat to Zion and RJ Barrett.
He wanted a ring.
No, they didn't. They lost.
They wanted one. You know what I mean? Like they thought this was going to give him.
For his development, I think it would have been better for him to go to a bigger school, a school
but
by
you're
himself.
also getting coached by Coach K.
We see how well that's working out for RJ Barrett.
He never should have left the Hawks, bro.
But he was doing the same thing on the Hawks, so that's also a thing with him. Like if he's not playing, he's gonna show that he's disgruntled. So they're saying the Heat and the Lakers want, and
Coach,
I forgot
Jason Tatum too.
Want Cam Reddish. So
yeah,
we'll see where he ends up, man.
And stuff like that just causes friction. That's all.
So after the Heat lost an embarrassing game to the Pistons, Charles Barkley said that the Heat should start over and blow it up. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think if there were a time to do it, it probably would be now. But I will throw a little bit of devil's advocate to my own thing. And I don't know how you can blow up a team when your team's always been competitive, no matter who's been on your squad. You guys have always had depth. It seems like every year, and you get production out of players that weren't really known. Like I didn't know who Gabe Vincent was until last year. Like Spoelstra's good at that. I believe like he's good at finding them little gems that gives y'all depth. Now, I'm not scared of the Heat. And maybe that's why Charles is saying that. No one's scared of the Heat, like in maybe years past. Like Jimmy's a great player, Bam's a great player. Hero does his thing when you need him to. But Wayne, you're the Heat fan. Like, do you believe this team can win a championship? Like,
I don't believe this team can win a championship. I kind of feel like we're in no man's land. Let us get a Jay Crowder or a Cam Reddish, let me say. Then I feel like we can do a little something. I think that 4th spot is really hurting us right now. But also our bench is not the best as well on top of that.
But
Because
this is the first year. That's
Caleb,
been the case.
Yeah.
That's why Charles, I think, is saying it.
Because we got Caleb Martin and we got Tyler Harrell starting now. So our bench production has really gone down.
Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin's playing well. But the biggest issue is I think we just spent money in the wrong places. I think we spent too much money on Kyle Lowry. I think we spent way too much money on Duncan Robinson, 90 mil. Now our money is tied up in these big contracts, and we really can't get good role players for it because we can't really afford them. So, and with Tyler Hero coming off the bench to start, which is he's playing well when he's starting. Just now our bench went from the best bench in the league to 29th.
Yeah.
So I think we should start over. And the only way we can start over, we get some picks from somebody. But Jimmy's gonna want to go to a contender.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
And we have we have no first round picks next year. So it makes no sense. We might as well ride it out this year until next year when we own our next first round pick, where we can actually tank and have control of us possibly getting a top pick.
The only player that should be untouchable out of anybody is Bam, out of anybody. In my opinion, everybody else can go.
Yeah, but they're all going to go to contenders outside of Tyler Hero. So we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, so that was a big loss. Donovan Mitchell said he thought he was going to Miami. That's why he went to the Miami Premier League to play with Bam to start getting acclimated with it. He thought he was going to Miami the entire time. He was surprised it didn't happen. He had no idea he was going to Cleveland. That was going to Miami or the Knicks. Those were the two teams he thought he was going to.
He ain't mad right now.
I mean, no, he's playing well. Their team's playing well. He's doing what I always thought he would do. So I don't think this year we just thug it out and see what happens. And then 2023, we'll come back and reassess just because we have no first round picks in this stacked draft class, which is very sad. This is a super stacked draft class. We're not even mentioned that Imani Bates is part of this draft class as well. Like, that's crazy.
Bro, the boy I put in the chat, Cam Whitmore, remember that? Blake could be a problem.
There's gonna be a lot of problems. So Smooth, what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's too early to call it. We still got a chance to make playoffs and make a little run.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make playoffs. We're gonna do all of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all still got. I'm not gonna say the same team as last year, but y'all still got the pieces. And I think losing PJ Tucker was. I'm not gonna say a big hit, but it definitely played a role into y'all making more noise than what y'all were last year. Like you said, Tyler Hero not coming off the bench, that's different. It's a different dynamic of play that y'all have to adjust to. Relying on like players like Gabe Davis. I say Gabe like Gabe Vincent and
hey, we gotta hold him accountable, man. What happened to the Victor Oladipo take?
Yeah. He just got back.
Okay,
I mean, that's what I said. I think they still got the opportunity. The East is. I mean, you see the teams that's hot right now in the East. I don't think y'all gonna beat them, but pretty much the same team as last year with a few pieces different here and there. I don't think it's time to just blow it up. I do think y'all need to get rid of Kyle Lowry.
Yes. 100%.
That would be the first option that I would explore, seeing what you can get from him. I wouldn't just say get rid of Jimmy because Jimmy, if he goes to any other team, he's automatically going to make them a contender. So I think that's y'all best. Him and Bam are y'all best pieces. Him, Bam, and Hero are y'all future. So I think y'all should try to do something that involves them staying around the team. Well, if y'all got them three, then y'all always will have a chance, or the Heat will always have a chance and opportunity. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plays out when the season gets more, intense moving forward.
All right. And then just the last topic of the day. So I don't know if you guys heard about this story that's happening in New Mexico and New Mexico State.
Oh, you talking about the coach that basically like hid the gun?
Yeah, so basically, Mike Peake is a junior forward at New Mexico State. Their rival school in New Mexico back in October. They got in he went to their football game, got in a little argument with some people. They were about to fight. They're fighting each other. Stop. So then the same people lured him. They used a girl to lure him to the dorms, ambushed him, and went after him and shot at him while he was trying to run away. And he shot at him back, ended up killing one of them. Now he's suspended indefinitely from the team. So then everybody else who helped him get away and stuff, a couple coaches and stuff are also in trouble. But what do we just think about this entire situation?
Ain't that self-defense?
That's what I think too. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're going to court and if the whole story is how you just told me, someone shot at me, what am I supposed to do? Run and get shot in the back and possibly die? They're playing with my life at that point. And I think in my opinion, if I'm on the jury,
thank God he had his gun on him. That's all I was saying.
If I'm the jury, it sucks for them, them guys that were trying to fuck the guy that ended up dying. Obviously, you don't want no one losing a life. But I see it as self-defense. You shot at me, I'm shooting back. And plus, you just first of all, them guys just tried setting them up. So you guys just conspired something. So they're getting in trouble for that shit. You basically just tried to set somebody up to kill them. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get that. They're gonna get more than just attempting. What's that word when you it was premeditated.
Yeah. So it happened a month before,
So yeah.
I think the coaches being involved is kind of wild.
Hiding the gun and stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest eyebrow raiser to me. However, like you said, I mean, the self-defense is self-defense. In today's world, bro, today's generation, I'm not that old, but things is just crazy when it comes to stuff like that. Like we just heard about that shooting on Virginia campus. So I mean, it wasn't, it's not a surprise stuff like that happens. And you got to be prepared for it. But like I said, I just think the biggest issue with it all is the fact that the coaches were involved in any way, shape, or form. Kids will be kids. Things gonna happen, but
the adults should be there too.
Yeah. It's just, it's sad, but at the end of the day, I don't know. It's crays. I just don't think the coach should have been involved in any way, shape, or form. So I mean, whatever happens moving forward, as far as suspensions, people being fired, you can probably see it coming. Sad that someone had to lose their life, but you can't blame someone for being prepared in situations like that.
Man, thanks everybody involved in the situation. I agree with everything you guys said. Let's go ahead and get to these shorts, man. So we have a start bench cut. You got Lonnie Walker, Terry Rozier, and Jordan Clarkson.
What was that? Jordan who?
Clarkson.
I'm going to cut Rozier, bench Clarkson, start Lonnie.
Look at why you look at that face, fool?
Hey man, it's an opinion. It's opinionated topic. So I mean, hey,
Yep.
teach his own.
Who you got?
Start Terry, bench Jordan Clarkson, cut Lonnie Walker, and it's not even because Lonnie Walker is not a good player. It's just because like those two players are better than him.
Yeah, I'm just starting Jordan Clarkson. I'm benching Terry Rozier and cutting Lonnie Walker as well.
I just want to make it a fact that Lonnie Walker was on a list of ours, and you guys had him in the top, and Jordan Clarkson, Terry Rozier did not make our guards list. Just saying.
But that was based off of this year. We're talking about overall.
There's a lot more guards. Than
Okay.
And then my next one is rank these duos 1 through 3. You got Middleton, Giannis, Embiid, Harden, Jokic, Murray.
Well, since we're not just going off this year, and it's so
Oh, this is not this year. This is not.
My number 1 will be Embiid and Harden. My number 2 will be Jokic and Murray, and my number 3 will be Giannis and Middleton.
Based on what?
Based on Chubb's opinion.
Okay.
Based on. I ain't gonna lie. I have the same exact.
Y'all niggas tripping, bro.
Thank you.
I have the
Based
same
on
exact
the Chubb's facts.
All right, number 1 for me.
TFF.
Number 1 for me is Giannis,
Chubb's
Middleton,
facts focus.
the group that won the finals. Number 2 for me is Jokic, Murray, the team that went to the Western Conference Finals. And the last one is Embiid, Harden, because they can't play well in the playoffs. So
we're not talking about playoffs. We're talking about duos.
You literally said it.
That's why I'm trying to pick a duo to win. I'm trying to win a championship. Those other 2 guys show me they can at least get to the conference finals.
You literally said it. That 20. What was that championship they won? 2019 or 2021? Which one was it?
Who?
The Giannis and Middleton. That
I mean, everybody was hurt, but no matter they won.
You literally said that was the worst finals ever. So I mean, but I guess I just don't like the fact that Giannis can't shoot and Chris Middleton can really only shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I can't just only shoot.
In comparison to the other guards, yes.
Yeah.
He's a 3-point shooter.
Wait, I know we're almost wrapping this up, but I forgot to mention this. You might be watching this, Jimenez. But remember that guy said to one of our comments, top 20 guards. He
said, why?
Why? And you're like, huh?
My dog said, why? I said, why what? What are we talking about? He probably talking about Halliburton and Fox not making your own list.
No, he's probably saying, like, why are we making a top 20 guards list right now?
Hey, fire content, man.
It is.
Hey, man, we appreciate everybody that came through and listened to the pod, man. Y'all know where to find us at House of Vital Sports Pod on all the platforms.
Subscribe. God damn.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Click that shit, dog. Y'all got anything y'all want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Ain't no reason. All them goddamn views. And y'all can't hit like or subscribe or comment. So like, subscribe, or comment on this shit, please.
Well, you feel like you're on a sex hotline.
I'm about to say like Chubbs after midnight.
This is for all our listeners that are listening on Spotify. This is Chubbs late night.
Smooth, got anything you want to say to the people, man?
Oh man, JT for MVP. That's all.
Ravens getting their ass whooped.
That's funny. Hey, I'm still recording. Yeah. You better play that music harder than my voice.